What don't I have to offer? And so, I hope y'all could hear me. I'm sorry, I'll be pushing buttons, the volume be low, and I'm sorry. And I was like, he said, because a man women want men, they want someone established, they want someone, at certain levels in life, but why would that man want you? And I was like, ooh. And I thought about that thing. He was like, no. He said, I'm asking. He said, because I want to know. What do you... And so, I start breaking down my list. And he said, okay. He said, as long as you know that you have something to offer back. He said, I wasn't asking to judge you or saying that you didn't. He said, I just wanted to know, did you know? Because it's going to take more than... He said, anybody. He said, hundreds of millions of women have... big booties or nice chests or body shapes and things like that. And he said, but what is it that is going to make that person be attracted to you? And so I took that along with what my grandfather said, and during that time I just kind of really pondered on that, and I was like, I said, okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to build myself up, and I'm going to make sure that I like me, that I am in line with me, and that I do everything I need to do to be happy in life by myself. If I never meet a man, and ladies, this is what you have to do. If you never, meet Mr. Right, are you going to spend the rest of your life wishing you had him? Or are you going to actually start enjoying and living your life? Because I promise you, if you truly have the desire to meet him, right? And you are in line and in tune with that, it'll come. But if you're saying you want him, but everything else is speaking against you wanting him, you're holding yourself captive. And that's the reason you haven't met him yet. Because he's not going to be released. What is the phrase? And I like it. It says, when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. Right? When the woman or man, this is for you too, the opposite. When the person is ready, there's nothing that can keep it from coming. But it hasn't happened because you're not ready. It has nothing to do with society, the ratio between men and women. All the good ones are taken, and see, that's another thing that keeps you from getting them. You keep saying that, girl. All the good ones. It seems like all the good ones is take. Okay, then how you gonna get one, right? Girl, I just want just give me a. And then you wonder why every time you get one or every time you meet one, that's what you get. You have to be careful. I cannot specify this enough. And this is where it takes me back to what I was saying about the songs when I was picking the songs. We are singing a lot of things and it's getting in your, because songs are powerful. Music is powerful, right? And I don't care what's the word, genre, what label, whether it's a gospel, whether it's a rock, a pop, a hip hop, a rap, a Latin, whatever. I don't care what the name of the type of music is. If it is not speaking life into you or what you desire, and you keep singing that just because it's popular or just because you like the beat or it's just catchy, you are holding yourself up. The books you read, ladies, let me get on y'all with these books. Oh my gosh, these books y'all read. Like, okay, I get the fantasy part, right? Because it's cool. But if it's not a good fantasy, and I'm saying this from experience, let me go back, okay? Like I was saying, with the music and stuff, with the books, I'll use, because I've never been a fantasy book reader. The only, about the most I read as far as a fantasy book, I don't think I've ever really read those series, because I learned that young in life with books. I didn't find that interesting to me. When I was a kid, the R.L. Stein collection, he had a collection for teenage girls or boys. I can't even remember the name of them now, but I had every one of them. Oh, I love them books, right? I was a mystery kind of chick, like the Nancy Drew, Murder, She Wrote. I was just always a mystery type of person, which, like I said, a lot of that I had to it stemmed into my movies, right? Now, y'all, hear me here and hear me well. I was a Lifetime drama chick, right? I loved the Lifetime channel. Just the suspense, and then the twist and the turns of the movie, and oh my god, I didn't see that coming. I love those, because see, I'm a writer. So when I watch stuff and I look at, it's always, well, before I became actually an author, I didn't know this part of it. So I was just doing it because I thought it was something that I, just enjoyed. But now I understand why, because it was the writer in me looking at the different types of writings and the different types of way you can capture people's emotions and, attract their attention and, kind of like that. But when I tell you, all those movies that I watched became a reality just about, right? Talk about a Lifetime drama lived. Yeah. So I can tell you, be careful what you put in this brain up here. I'm telling you. What they say? Be careful of the eyes, what you see. Be careful of the ears, what you hear. Be careful of the mouth. There's something to all of those little things we used to hear and sing and were taught as kids. There is something to that. We just think is, don't say bad words, or don't say you hate no one else, or we look at the outer, but it's all that you're doing to yourself daily, in and out, hour after hour, minute after minute, day after day. That is what affects your life. It's not what your mama said about you. It's not what your daddy said or didn't say because he wasn't involved. It's what you said or you allowed to yourself to say about what they said about you. Hear what I'm saying? Somebody right now could stand in front of you and cuss you out. I mean, call you all kind of names. Call you all kind of thises and that's and that's and thises. Unless you allow that to anger you and to get you out of your sync and peace within, if you hear them and you just start laughing, you're like, okay, whatever you say, but you seriously, genuinely are not affected by it, those words are bouncing off of you. Like, how with Wonder Woman, that's my girl, y'all. When she do the bullets be boom, 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 Superman standing there with his arms and the bullets just bounce off. That's what people's words, that's what people's opinions, that's what people's thoughts do when you know who you are within and you stay happy within. You know how you end up looking like the kryptonite, then when the kryptonite got him and he down, or when what else do they, whatever the superhero's weakness is, Your weakness is when you allow someone else to change you from within, take your happiness and your joy. They are not doing that without your permission. You are allowing whatever it is, their action, their lack of action, their talk, their attitude, whatever it is, you have to give that permission to affect you. Think about it. If a total stranger, right, you walking down the street and somebody passed by and they say, "You ugly," or "You stupid," what you gonna do? 9 times out of 10 you gonna laugh because you like, "You don't even know me," or whatever, and you gonna go on about your business, and you forget about it, right? Or somebody, you talking later, be like, "Girl, guess what happened? I was walking and somebody yelled out, 'You stupid,' and then y'all just laugh about it or something like that, right? But let you go home and your husband, something happens and your husband say, 'Man, you just stupid.' The same reaction you had from that other person saying it that you did not know, will you have that same reaction from your husband saying it? Or if you go home and your mom says it, or your best friend says it, or someone you've been really looking up to, someone you have admired for years, you finally meet them and you have a conversation with them and they say that about you, even then, the only way they can affect you is if you allow it. What you need to do, and what we have to train ourselves as people to do, is to feel just like the stranger who don't mean nothing to you. When they said it, you must do the same thing when it's your mama, when it's your daddy, when it's your brother, when it's your best friend, when it's your husband, when it's the closest person to you, your wife. Because women, I'm gonna tell y'all, and okay, I know I'm helping y'all, but I'm helping you in just more ways than just, holding your hand. Because see, remember now, I'm older now, so I'm like your grandmama. I tell it like it is. I'm big mama now. Okay. I'm not little sister and big sister no more. I'm big mama. Okay. Hold on, let me sip some tea. Women, when I tell you some of y'all mouths, now I have never, and I don't, because the way I was taught, maybe, or I just have always had a place in my heart for other people's feelings. And I think maybe it's because that's why sometimes when things happen in our lives, it's good. Because when you feel a certain way, I never wanted anyone else to feel that feeling that I felt. Like if I felt a pain or a heartache after a situation, I was always trying to help other people feel lighter, or, like I don't want people to go through that. Now some people are the opposite because they really don't understand, themselves or whatever. But women, some of y'all mouths and some of the stuff you say to the men in your life, and they're in your life, like this ain't your ex, this ain't somebody who in other people's opinion deserves it, they'll give you a benefit of, okay, yeah. No, this is the man who is paying your bills, buying you stuff, feeding your kids, not his kids, your kids. Remember, y'all, everybody, the 2 is 1, so now the whole family, her kids is my kids, and he didn't have them kids. He didn't have nothing to do with the creation of them children. His sperm had nothing to do with those children. But this man is taking on the responsibility for your angels. I'm gonna be nice. And you will run him to the great.